Hey guys, happy holidays again. So my next recommendation this winter holiday season is Quentin Tarantino's eighth film, and honestly, one of my more personal favorites, up there with *Inglourious Bastards* and *Django Unchained*, even more than *Pulp Fiction*, which is definitely his eighth film, *The Hateful Eight*, starring Samuel L. Jackson, Kurt Russell, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Tim Roth, Walter Goggins, and Bruce Stern. So when you think of traditional winter movies, you don't really think of a Tarantino film set in the cabin, kind of cabin in the woods at the winter time, where they're completely snowed in, and it's basically a ticking time clock to figure out, okay, who's going to betray who's going to do this. It's a good old mystery film, but Tarantino is the master of this kind of suspense thrillers without making a suspense thriller, but making it where like you've got all these butting heads in the cabin, and you're like, okay, it's like who's telling the truth, who's not, who's lying, who's being deceitful, but you all have one goal. You all need to survive the winter, the snowstorm, and get out of the cabin back to wherever you're going. And the buildup of tension of this movie is outstanding. And I got to say something. So Inamari Cohen, I'm sorry, I forgot his name, but he was the composer of the original The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. He came back to compose for The Hateful Eight, and the score is just like, it's that tense Western score out in the woods, in the wilderness, in the wintertime, and it is just like peak cinema soundtrack. It's fantastic. And honestly, it's like, yeah, so Tarantino takes essentially what is a winter movie, puts it in the cabin, and has everyone against each other's throats. And you end up with scenes where it's like they're all trying to get in the door, and the one guy's like, "We gotta open the door." It's like you gotta push harder, and it's, "I'm not going out more of that freezing hell." It's like I'm staying in here because it's freezing. And it's a lot of like the Tarantino dialogue is one of the best parts of his movies. And honestly, if you haven't seen Quentin Tarantino's Hateful Eight, I highly recommend it. It's not for everybody. There is some vulgar language, and some mild violence concern for Tarantino's sakes. But if you want that traditional Tarantino wintry feel around the Christmas time, where you're just hunkered in from all the cold, Hateful Eight is a really good recommendation. So stay tuned. Thanks.